Welcome to yoga. Today we're going to do back bends, and you will need a block or maybe two and a strap. So let's start. Come into seated or supine, your favorite place to center. Bring your awareness inside. Really hot here today. So I'm in the porch because there are thunderstorms perhaps coming, and I didn't want to take the chance of being outside. But anyway, so that's what's going on around me today. But whatever's going on around you, think about your space and the feeling of the air on your skin, clothing on your skin. You might be in an air-conditioned place, so whatever it is, be aware of what's around you, and then bring your awareness to what's inside you. So starting with your physical sensations, just perhaps scan your body or see your body as a whole and notice what's going on in the different parts without judgment. Just accepting everything just as it is right now for you. This is your practice. So hear what your body's telling you and continue to listen to your body throughout the practice as your first teacher. Just take a few more seconds to note sensations. Perhaps notice any emotions. Sometimes you might think there aren't emotions going on, but there are. Just notice how you woke up today, if anything's happened since you've been up, if anything's going to happen in the future. Just notice any feelings you have. Again, don't deny, just notice, because that will affect your practice. Just be aware. And notice if your mind is busy, if you've got something big coming up, or again, if something happened in the last few days that keeps running through your mind. Notice that. And then be aware of your breath. So just as it's naturally happening as your body is breathing itself, notice the pace, the balance, whether inhale and exhale are the same or different. Notice any pause that happens between inhale and or exhale. Yes, while you're doing that, relax. Just relax your face, your jaw, your neck. Relax consciously anything you can, feeling the support you have to the earth. So our poses today, we're going to be thinking or being aware of grounding down and lifting up at the same time. And then begin to take control of your breath. So we'll do a little pranayama before we start. Bring one hand to your belly, so your abdomen, soft abdomen, and your other hand to your heart space. Just feel the warmth of your hand on your body. And then leave your hands here while we practice the 3-3-6 pranayama. So what in one book I read is called the healthy breath. So you're going to inhale to your own count of 3, and then hold the breath in, complete stillness for a count of 3, and then exhale to a count of 6. So inhale, pause, exhale twice the length. just begin to find a count that you can maintain without getting anxious, that is comfortable for you. And we're just going to take a minute or so to stay with that breath. Focus on your breath. The counting will help. And if you start to have feelings about this, if the feeling is anxiety, then just back off a little bit. You could even go back to a 1, 1, 2 count, or you could, if you're feeling comfortable, you can go to a 4, 4, 8. So your choice is something that you can feel really comfortable with. So pranayama is the way that we can control something that is usually automatic. And it's a way we can control our nervous system, calming things down, taking ourselves out of the anxiety response, the fight or flight. Starts to wander, just come back to the breath. Time you come to the end of your long exhale, release the practice and just come back to a slow, deep, even breath to stay with during your practice. Remember, let the breath be a signal to you. If you can't maintain that slow, deep, even breath, that means you need to back off a little bit, take a rest, or just modify what you're doing so you can get back into that pattern of breathing. And take a moment or two to create an intention for your practice. Positive affirmation, something you'd like to take away from your practice today. Could be on the physical level, emotional level, spiritual level, whatever you need today. And then either rocking up or coming onto your side, come up into all fours, tabletop position. And set up with your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, spread your finger base, press down into the mat with the tops of your feet. And begin some gentle cat-cows, so extension and flexion of the spine. Starting gently, moving with your breath. Slowly, and perhaps going a little deeper each time, but not forcing, just gently warming up your spine, letting your body go deeper as it's ready. So the back bends we're going to be doing today are spinal extension. So we're going to be thinking about bringing the shoulder blades together on the back, but always lengthening out the spine. So as you're coming into your cow pose, lengthen back and think of curling your sternum up and out. I'll be saying this more times, so this is just the first time. And then the next time you come into spinal flexion, cat pose. Bring your hips all the way back to your heels, but keep your arms out in front. So extended child's pose. This is shoulder flexion. So reach out as your hips go back. You can press into your hands to get a little more flexion in your hips. I'm going to take several breaths here. Reach out through your fingertips, long arms, at the same time as you're pulling back with your hips. And then on your next inhale, bring your arms, keep your hips back, bring your arms back by your feet or your hips. Let your head come down. You can rest your head on your hands if that's more comfortable. And just rest in child's pose for a few breaths. Breathing into your back body. Rib cage is expanding to the rear, back part of your body. Just release, let go. And then inhale, come back up to all fours. Now keep your hips high, walk your hands way out in front. This is puppy pose, and then let your chest move back toward your thighs so your hips stay up. So it's a mini down dog with the upper body. You can rest your head on the mat. So same arms as we just did in extended child. Shoulder blades together on the back. Chest opening in the front. And just tuck your tailbone through your legs. So you want to lengthen the bottom of your spine to protect your low back and engage your core. So navel in and up, and lengthen out your low back, tailbone, like your tail's coming between your legs. A few more seconds. Slow, deep, even breath. So let your chest fall down through your arms, but keep the bend, extension more in your thoracic spine, not your low back. And then come back up, bring your hands in a little bit, tuck your toes, bring your hips up and back into downward facing dog. So now we're bringing the hips into it. Let the weight be more in your fingers than in your wrists. So kind of suction cup your hands. Thighs inwardly rotate. Shoulder blades together on the back. Your head, neck are just hanging loose. No tension in there. No, just hanging there. And then lengthen up through your sit bones. Long, long spine. But at the same time, engage your core. So bring your navel in and up. And take a slight dog tilt of your pelvis. So tail between your legs. Just to lengthen out that low back and keep from getting compression in your lumbar spine. Slow, deep, even breaths. Long arms. Soft upper spine. And then walk your feet up to your hands. come into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Much bend in your knees as you want. And then inhale, half lift. Lengthen out through the crown of your head, out through your tailbone. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, touch palms, and bring them right down through your midline to your heart center. Tadasana. So go back down to your feet, get your feet evenly, weight on all the four corners of your feet, lift and spread your toes, broaden the foot base, and then a little tuck in your tailbone, long waist, lengthen up from the pelvis up through your rib cage to your armpits, long. Externally rotate your arms, palms face forward, fingers spread, chin back just a little, parallel to the floor, and lengthen up through the crown of your head. Mountain pose. Sthira Sukham, stable and easy. Let go of any effort not needed. Once you're in the proper alignment, your skeleton's holding you up, the muscles slightly engaged to keep that alignment. Breathe. Return to the slow, deep, even breath. Close your eyes if you have the balance. Relax your face, your jaw, your neck. Let your shoulders come down from the ears. Inhale, lifts and broadens. Exhale, relax towards center. Shoulder blades can come together a little bit on the back. Chest opens. And then let your eyes come open. And we're going to do a vinyasa sequence called dynamic lunging, and I'm just going to tell you about it so you know what's coming. We're going to take more than one breath in each pose. We're going to go kind of slowly. It's kind of like a sun salutation, so I'll go slowly through it, just half of it. So we're going to inhale and then exhale, strong knee bend, stepping one foot back into a high lunge, and then we're going to come up. So this is a little bit of balance here. We're up on the back toes, and then you'll have a choice to bring your arms up, and then we're going to reach forward, coming and take the back foot forward and back into the forward bend, and then same thing on the other side. The other leg goes back, come up into a whatever version of a little crescent lunge this is, and then down, and then back, and then we'll come all the way up, and we'll do it again. Okay? So you might want to have a block on either side. If you like a block for the crescent lunge and you want to stay down, you can. You can put your hands on your knee, or you can come all the way up. Your choice. So that's, and we'll go slowly. We might go a little faster the second time around. Okay, so start in mountain. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Take your right foot back. Exhale here. Then inhale, come up wherever you want to be. Exhale here. Inhale, reach forward, hands to the mat. Rock back. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Forward bend. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale there. Then inhale, come up. Crescent lunge on the other side. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, rock back. Left foot up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, palms touch, and hands to heart center. We're going to do it again, and this time we're going to start with the left leg back, just to be fair to both legs. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale here. Inhale up, however you want to be. Exhale. Inhale, come down. Rock back, bring the left foot forward. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale here. Inhale all the way up. Whoa. Exhale. Inhale, arms down, rock forward, the right foot. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And hands down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. So that got your heart rate going, did some opening up of your hips. So now turn to face the long edge of your mat and step your feet wide apart. Feet are parallel. Hands on your hips. Lengthen up, so energy down through both legs, up through the crown of your head. And then hinge forward at your hips. Come forward halfway with a flat back. You can have a block under your hands if you want. Once you get as much flexion as you can from your hips, you can round down. Let your head and neck hang. Bring your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands. Roll your shoulder blades back, shoulder blades together on the back, and lift your arms up. Stretch your shoulders. Lift your hands toward the ceiling. Keep pressing into your legs. Each exhale might get a little more forward, where the shoulders might open up a little more. Concentrate on the muscles that bring your shoulder blades together in the back, the rhomboids. So just squeeze those shoulder blades together, strengthen them. And then inhale, come up, pulling yourself up, up, up with your arms going back. Hands together, hands on hips. Step your feet together. Take one round of half sun. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And hands down, Anjali Mudra. Come to the front edge of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Turn your right foot out and take a big step back. So we're going to do warrior one, closed hip posture. Bend your left knee to come over your left ankle. Bring your right hip forward, so you want your hips squared right toward that short edge of the mat, squared to the front. Inhale your arms up shoulder height, and take the left arm under the right. So eagle arms in warrior one. So lift your elbows up away from your chest, and your hands can come back toward your face or out. So broad back here. If you lift your elbows up, you bring a back bend into it. Few more breaths. Soften your face. Check in with your breath. Try to be stable and easy, so no over-efforting. And then unhook your arms, come forward, take a little out, and then hug. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left toes go out about 45 degrees. Step your left foot leg back. Right knee over right ankle, hips square toward the front. Take a little tilt in your tailbone here. We're going to do the back bend part. So lengthen up in the sternum right here. Sternum's right in the front of your torso here. Curves up and out, and then right hand under, right arm under left. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one with eagle arms. And then unwind from that. Bring your left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into downward facing dog. Start with your knees bent here. And get your spine nice and long. So before you straighten your legs, let your head and neck be long. Let gravity bring the top of your spine down. And lengthen your sit bones up toward the ceiling. And then, once your spine is nice and long, engage your core, tuck your tailbone, and straighten your legs as much as you want to. And then inhale, bring your knees down, come to all fours. Sit back with your tops of your feet on the mat. Sit back on your heels. Now, this is hero's pose. This is a place where you might want to sit on a block. We're stretching our quadricep muscles in preparation for camel pose, which is coming up next. So, start with your feet right under your thighs. And then you're going to, if this is available to you, you're going to move your feet out and sit between your feet. But if your sit bones don't come to the floor, as mine do not, you are going to take a block between your feet and sit on the block. Okay? So, find the right hero's pose. You're stretching front of your legs and the quadriceps right here. So this can be a little strong. So you can raise your block up if it's too strong, but find the stretch that you can tell something's happening. So it'll help you get a little deeper into camel pose when we get there. So nice long spine. Lengthen up. Bring your awareness to the muscles on the top of your thighs, your quadriceps. Inhale, exhale, allow them to lengthen a little bit. Use your hands to bring yourself back up to your knees. Take the block out. Now you can be on the top of your feet here, or you can be on your toes. There's different levels. So the first level is you're nice and tall here. You can bring the palms of your hands to the back of your hips. So that gives you a little pressure to help lengthen up your spine. So you want your spine to be nice and long before you start the back bend. So lengthen up, press down with your hands, bring your elbows toward each other. So notice the shoulder blades on the back. And then you can just, you don't want to bring your gaze up too much. You want most of the back bend to be right in your thoracic spine. So think of your sternum rolling up head to come back like that. Keep your upper spine in line with your lower spine. Most of the curve is in the back. So this is one thing you can do. If you want to reach back and touch your heels, and look up and have it like that, you can. But beware of over compressing your low back. So wherever you are, you want your spine to be really long, and you want to make sure you're tucking your tailbone and inwardly rotating your thighs to create some space in the back of your sacrum. So don't go too far. You don't want to mess with your low back. Concentrate your awareness right up in your upper, not your very upper spine, but your thoracic spine, between your shoulder blades. And think of just rolling your sternum up, keeping your cervical spine in line, not overextending there. Core is engaged, tailbone tucks. And then come out of that, come onto all fours. Bring your hands about one hand width length in front of the tabletop position. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Engage your core very slowly, keeping your elbows right next to your body. Lower down, keep your hips up. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, and then lengthen out onto your belly. Come onto your forehead. Have your arms by your side, palms facing in. Legs are hip width apart. You're on the tops of your feet. We're not going to lift our legs here. We're going to do locust pose just with the upper body. So start on your forehead, and on an inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring your shoulder blades together and lift up, keeping your pelvis pressed into the mat, tailbone tucked, core engaged. Exhale, lower. So a few times dynamically. Let your breath help you lift. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Don't worry about how high you get. Keep the low back protected, core engaged, tailbone tucked. Shine your light forward. And now, if you want to try holding, lifting, you can also clasp your hands behind your back to assist in the lift, but always be mindful of your low back. So I can feel this in my low back, and I'm not going to push it. So please listen to your body. See if you can hold in the lifted position. Your feet are on the mat. Some versions of locust pose has you raising your legs, but we're not going to do that today. Exhale, come down onto your right cheek and rest. Just let everything sink right into the mat. Notice the effort, notice the energy. Bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs. That helps to release your low back a little bit. And then take your block and put your block between your thighs. It's not that easy, is it? Okay. So you're going to press against that block to help you with the inward rotation of your thighs as we do cobra pose. So press gently against the block. Your hands are spread and underneath your shoulders. Your legs are going to stay right down on the mat. Same exact engagements that we did with locust pose. So you're going to inhale and lengthen out, exhale, shoulder blades together, and lift your upper body. Keep your throat or soft palate in line with your spine. So again, you don't want to overlift your head. So inhale, light pressure in your hands. So your goal is to get most of the work between your shoulder blades and the upper back. You can try hovering your hands. Again, low back is protected by your core engagement and tucking your tailbone, inwardly rotating your thighs, pressing on the block. Instead of thinking about going up, think about a cobra. Think about curling up, out and up. One more. And then come to rest on your left cheek. You can remove the block. Notice how you feel after effort. Usually the rest after effort is just delicious. And then come back up into all fours. Swing your legs out to the side and come around onto your back. So you're going to do some dynamic bridge. So come onto your back. Knees are bent, feet close to your hips, hip width apart. And on an inhale, we're going to press into the feet and lift your hips up and arms up overhead behind you. And then exhale, come down one vertebra at a time. So inhale, lift. Remember to start gradually and deepen as you go. Move slowly with your breath. Next time you come to an exhale and your hands are down by your side, keep them there, but inhale, press up into bridge to hold. So you're pressing into your feet, knees moving toward each other, so you want to inwardly rotate here. You want to tuck your tailbone a little bit. You can use your glutes to help your legs. You can clasp your hands behind your back to give you a little more resistance, or lift actually. Just take some breaths here. Come out anytime your breath can no longer be slow, deep, and even. So don't over effort. You can come out and then go back up. Shoulder blades are really close together on the back. Chest nice and open. Chest is lifting toward your chin, not the other way around. Keep a nice, flat cervical spine, long. Couple more breaths. And then unclasp your hands, come on down. Bring your knees into your chest, Apanasana, and just rock, massage the back of your sacrum, your low back. Make some circles with your knees. around your hips any way that feels good. So compensation for back bends is forward bends and twists. So we're going to move into that section now. And then we're going to make a figure 4. So knees are bent, straighten your right leg, externally rotate, toes out to the right. Right knee comes to left, right ankle to left knee, and then draw that leg into your chest, toward your chest. So just gentle pressure. The right foot is flexed. You can use your right elbow to gently put your right knee leg away. Which is fine. Find the place where you can feel good stretching in the hips. Inhale, expand, exhale, maybe a little deeper. Check in with your face. Relax everything there, your jaw, your neck. Relax anything you can. And then let your left, keep your right knee on your right ankle on your left knee, and let your left foot come down to the mat. Bring your arms out shoulder height, palms face up, and let your legs come over toward the left. So your right foot moves toward the floor, your left knee. So twist. Try to keep your right shoulder on the mat. Your gaze can go right, left, or stay in the center. So we're going to stay here for a minute. Twist here. So modify in any way that it's more accessible and comfortable for you. It's your body. Listen, listen, listen. Each exhale, see if you can feel a softening, a release somewhere. And then inhale, keeping your legs the way they are, come back to center. And exhale, let your legs move to the right. So just a different kind of a twist to the other side. So your right knee, both knees will be moving toward the mat. If it's too much to have your ankle on top of the left knee, you can modify, change it any way you want. Awareness to where you feel sensation. Breathe right into that space. Send your breath, and then exhale, release. Feel the breath moving in your body. Maybe you feel the sensation up in your shoulder, maybe in your hip. Just notice wherever you do feel it. And keep your awareness there. Just notice how the sensation changes as we stay here a little bit. And then inhale back to center, unwind your legs. Just press into your feet a few times and tap the back of your pelvis on the mat. And then straighten out your left leg, externally rotate, left ankle to right knee, and we'll repeat the sequence to the other side, starting with several breaths in figure 4, or pigeon on the back. Let your breath lead you deeper into the pose, but don't force, just let it happen. Feel your edge. Change happens from not by force, but by allowing. Now let your right foot come back to the mat, arms out to the side, both legs over toward the right. Notice differences. Your sides will be different. It's a given. So you might have a little different configuration on this side. You want to be in a place where it's a good stretch. It feels good. It doesn't feel too much, but it feels something. Inhale your legs back to center. Exhale to the other side. What's different over here? No judgment. It's the way your body is. Maybe it's something that you could change by practicing poses more on this side. Maybe not. Maybe it's something you're gonna have to learn to live with. You can still practice yoga, you just have to modify for where your body is. And inhale back to center. Uncross your legs. Come onto your side or rock up to a seat. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. Hands can be down by your hips. Slight pressure, Dandasana or staff pose. So just sit here lengthening up through the crown of your head. This looks like a very easy pose, but it's really not. So you're lengthening out through your feet and up through the crown of your head, using your hands perhaps as a little assist to keep your spine nice and long and straight. Just take several more breaths here. And then grab your strap. Bend your knees and put the strap around the balls of your feet. So start with a pretty healthy one end in each hand. Start with a pretty healthy bend in each knee. And we're going to come into Paschimottanasana seated forward bend. So always start with this tall spine and lengthen up, and then gradually maybe let your heels slide out, keeping the spine straight and coming forward, hinging at the hips here. So we're not rounding. Chest is moving toward your toes. It's good to keep as much of a bend as you want, maybe a lot of bend as your chest starts to come forward. So each inhale is a lengthen, each exhale moving forward. So the bend in your knees protects your low back. You also want to be assisting that by tucking your tailbone. So even though this is a forward bend, you're going to tuck your tailbone and pull your belly in. And then maybe lengthen out your feet, legs. Now you can, when you get as much hip flexion as you can round down. But if you have any issues with your low back, I would suggest just stay with a nice long straight spine, tucking your tailbone, moving your belly toward your thighs. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale maybe a little bit more forward. 2 more breaths. And then come back up. Lower down onto your back. Take your block with the largest area, the flat side, under your sacrum. So right there, not on your low back, under your sacrum, and bring your legs straight up into supported Vipariti Karani, legs up, just for a couple minutes. Arms can be up, cactus arms down by your side. Just let the block support you in an inversion, reversing everything. Really good. Fresh, oxygenated blood to your brain. This is a great thing to do at home, again, with your legs actually against a wall. I've read that it's a good thing to do when you are traveling and you get to your hotel room. Good transition thing. Haven't been traveling a lot lately, at least in airplanes, because of the COVID, but maybe someday. Okay, then bend your knees, lift your hips up, remove the block. Do any movement or pose you'd like to before we move into Shavasana. So anything, listen to your body, anything that feels good is good in this case. And then as you're ready, make your way into final resting pose, Shavasana. The best pose. It's a very important pose, actually. It's where your body integrates all the movements we've been going through. So settle yourself in a comfortable, symmetrical, effortless position. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And surrender. Feel the support of your body against the mat or wherever it's resting. Totally supported. Safe. All is as it should be. You have everything you need right in this moment and in the next moment. Let's stay with each moment. Just being right here, right now. Gently bring your awareness back to the space. See where you are. emotions. Notice your thoughts. Remember your intention. And begin to move your body in small movements at first. Fingers, toes. Maybe stretching. And then, in your best way, come over onto your side and rest there for a minute or so. Just reconnecting with your breath. Noticing the breath moving in your body. Just letting it breathe without any effort. And use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Sit with a tall, straight spine, so root down through your sit bones and lift up through the crown of your head. Take 3 slow, deep, even breaths. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling with a sigh through your mouth. And bring your hands palm together at your heart space. Bow to your efforts today, your willingness to take this time just for yourself, to get to know yourself better. Get to know your body, your emotions, your mind. To be willing to pause, to be willing to open yourself to change and transformation, to be willing to see yourself without judgment, to see yourself with compassion, because only when you do that will you be able to see other people with compassion and without judgment. And I thank you for coming to yoga today, even though I can't see you, I know you're there. And as always, the light and teacher in me bows to and honors the very same light and teacher in each of you. Namaste. Thanks for coming, and I hope to see you next week.